advice relationship that you will ever hear. Number one, communication. Communication. I cannot express enough how important it is about communication in relationship. If you want to make your relationship last, if you want your relationship to bloom, if you want your relationship or your partner to actually hear you out and listen to you, well, communicate with them. And it's just not small talk. I'm not talking about small talk right here, like, oh hey, how's your day, what did you eat, or where did you go, and then that's it. You don't talk about anything else. You should get deeper in the conversation. You should show that you care more about how their life, like, oh, I heard you hang out with his friends, how was that, like, did you have fun, what do you guys do, and like, when was the next time that you go hang out with them again? It seems like you guys have so much fun together. If you express how much you care, and if you express like how much you actually acknowledging what they do in their life with your your partner will actually appreciate it so much, and they will actually open up with you way much more than before. So guys, communication is so important. That's why communicate with your partner every single day. I communicate with my partner every single day. Even like when we work separately, we actually don't talk to each other. We work in the same room, we don't talk to each other that much. We just focus on working. But after that, when the end of the day, when we start working, we actually talk about every single thing that has happened, or every single thing about our company. Hi, my dog having bad dream. Hi Rosa, you want to cuddle? Come here, okay, come here. Hey, come here. Good girl. So communication, it just smells so important. That's why guys, just communicate with your partner. And I understand how hard it is, or like uncomfortable it is for some of you to even communicate how you feel, but you must do that. You have to, because there's no way they're gonna know how you feel or actually learn what you want if you don't tell them. We're not the mind reader here. We cannot do it yet. The technology is just not good enough yet. So until then, just talk to your partner so they know what you want, they know how you feel, so you guys can work out together. Number two, intimacy. Intimacy is such an important thing in a relationship as well. And I'm not talking just about sex. Intimacy doesn't not mean that is sex. Intimacy is holding hand, kissing, cuddling, anything that you physically touching each other. That's intimacy. Intimacy can also bring your sex life much better as well. When you are closer with your partner and you will feel like you want them more, and when you have more sex, your life will be much better. Sex relieves stress, and sex help you to bring more dopamine into your brain, which make you much happier in general. That's why intimacy is such important in relationship, especially in marriage. I noticed that when couples they're together for too long in the same house, they just get too comfortable and they don't do much for each other because of different things happen in their life, and they just simply forget about having sex with their partner. But having sex is just such an essential thing to build up a much stronger relationship. That's why cuddle with them, kiss them every time that you see them, and holding hands wherever you go, and just have sex. Just have crazy sex and any kind of sex that you want. My husband and I, we always do that, and we actually very intimate with each other as well. So that's why our relationship is very strong. And number three, you guys must remember that you guys are a team. You guys are in this together. You guys are not apart. You guys are not just some two people roommate living together and taking care of the kids or taking care of your pets, right? You guys are a team. You guys are in this together. You guys sharing every single thing together in life now. Even if you're married or not, if you are you're in a relationship, you're a team already. When you actually ask that person going out on a date, you want to get to know that person more. That's why we call them partner supposed to be in the team, working very well together. Just remember, you guys are a team, and compromise will go do great and will actually help you to get that team dream that you want, to get that relationship dream that you want.
when you are happy with each other, that doesn't mean that you don't fight with each other at all. Fighting can sometimes be healthy for the relationship, because when you fight, you know what are each other's struggles of, and you can find a solution to it, which can make you to have a much stronger relationship by helping each other solving the issues in the relationship. That was weird. Having a healthy relationship is where you communicate with each other a lot, where you trust each other 100%, and sometimes when you fight with each other, you know what to talk about, you know the solution, what the solution are, and you know how to fix it. So those are the side of healthy relationship. And what are the benefits for them? Well, let's find out. So keep on watching. Number one is that you have a very few stress moments in your relationship. I mean, in your marriage, in your relationship. I don't mean your daily life. I mean between you and your partner only. You will have very few stress to almost zero stress. I don't have stress with my husband at all whatsoever for a very long time now. I honestly don't remember.
It's been years.
Yeah, it's been years. And whenever we fight, even I'm not even stressed about it. That's the weird part. You think that when you fight with your partner, you'd be really stressed, but I don't get stressed. I just get really mad, and then he would just tease me, and then I just laugh about it, and then I just find how stupid I am, and we just laugh it off, and we just move on from it. And he rarely did anything wrong either. So, but whenever he did something wrong, he would notice it right away, and he would just apologize for it.
Not right away, almost right away.
Okay, well, almost right away. Well, to me, it's really fast, so I thought it was right away. But we talk about it, we figure it out, and we never really get stressed from each other. We get stressed about different stuff in life, but then when we talk to each other, we are not as stressed anymore. So you will have very little stress. That's the benefit to it. Number two is that faster healing. When you are in a healthy relationship, like I say, when you fight even, you don't get hurt, you don't get stressed as much, because you understand each other. You understand each other's struggle, and you understand why the partners say such thing or they do differently. Sometimes when partners might say something that hurt your feeling, it doesn't mean that they was directly what you did. It's something might be stress them out and they didn't mean it. So when you see that and you talk to them about it, they will see it right away, and you guys can talk about it, and they will be more likely not to do it again. That's why what you get hurt will heal much faster. And once you're in love with someone and you care about someone, it doesn't matter how many times you get hurt. It doesn't matter how many times that you might hurt each other. It will heal really fast because you solve the problem together. You figure out the problem together and the solution together and improve it from there. But however, if you're not in a healthy relationship, it does matter how much you love that person, and if they don't bring any benefit to you and keep hurting you over and over again, that's not a healthy relationship. That's not what I'm talking here. Okay, that's a completely different topic. So that's the benefit. Number two is that faster healing in your relationship. And number three is that you're going to have a higher sense of purpose in life. Higher sense of purpose in life is that you will more likely to persuade your goal and what you love to do in life much better and pursue your goal and what you love to do in life much better, because you have your partner there to support you. You have your partner there to help you with whatever you need. I love, and I have always loved to be a consultant or an advisor on relationship or a marriage, because that's what I did since I was 14 or 15 with other people, and I just fell in love with it. And no one has ever supported me in that until I met him. He was always so supportive of me, and he has always helped me to do better and to actually improve myself and improve my career as a person. So you will be much more to achieve your goal with the partner that you love, with a healthy relationship that you have, and with the support of your partner. So that's the third thing that is benefit to have a healthy relationship. And also when he likes a lot of things, and I have always supported him in everything. And when
You have like literally everything.
yeah, because I believe that a supportive partner, it's a good partner that will actually help you to be much more connected with each other and to build a much stronger foundation of relationship. So that's why I don't like stopping him on anything. I like to talk to him and make sure that he loves it, and then I support him. It doesn't matter what it is. And a lot of things, you know, it's weird, but it's okay. Like his singing.
Yeah, like randomly starting to sing and make random noises.
Yeah.
And I know you love that.
Yeah, and you think that I would tell him like, don't do it, like you're annoying, this and that. No. I let him have fun and have fun with himself, and have fun with himself. But anyways, yep, you will have a much more likelihood of achieve your goal. Actually, way higher than a normal person if you have a supportive partner and a healthy relationship. Last thing but not least is that you will have a long lifespan. Why? Because when you have a healthier relationship, you're happy. And when you're happy, your immune system boosts up very high. Your immune system is very good. When you're happier, way better. And when you are in love with someone and you actually support each other and happy with each other, your lifespan will be much longer. When they're a happy couple, they live up to like 80 years, 90 years of their life, and then they pretty much die a few minutes apart from each other because they were so connected to each other and they were so in love with each other. They could not stand apart from each other even just for a few minutes, even just for a few days. So that's why if you ever heard any stories that couples die apart from each other just a few minutes or just a few days, that's the reason why, because they are so connected to each other, they're so in love with each other, they could not imagine a day living without each other. But however, because how much love they have each other and how happy they are together, that's why they were able to live that long together. So have a healthy relationship, guys, and be happy with each other, trust each other, support each other, and all of that together, you will have a very, very healthy relationship.
I want to ask you guys something. When you meet your partner, what was the first thing that you attracted to them? Was it how they look? Or was it because the way they laugh? Or was it because how they make joke? Or was it a friend that you've been like in a relationship for a long time and then you just decide to be in a relationship with them because you were attracted to them emotionally or intellectually? I want to know the answer, so just comment down below. Leave the answer comment down below. I would love to know that, and I would love to communicate with you guys and see you guys' stories and how you progress in a relationship as well. So comment down below. When I was in relationship, I usually attracted to the street type of attraction that I see in the most common, in which I myself experience as well with all my ex-partners and also with my husband before we even dated. So number one is that physical attraction. This attraction is actually very, very common. When you first meet someone, you are attracted to how they look. It doesn't matter how they look. It depends on your opinions, and it depends on how you like them as a person. Some people, they just like the person's face or eyes or anything that's on your body. That's physical attraction. Number two is intellectual attraction. With this is that usually you attract with them about the same interests and the same mindset that you have with them. For example, the mindset that maybe you like staying in and you like having a cup of coffee in the morning or just watch a movie at night. You like to do that with someone else, and your partner is actually have the same interest as you as well, that they don't like going outside, they just like staying in and watch a movie. Also, intellectual attraction is also falling in the category of you guys have the same interest in, for example, job, or school project, or for example, let's make it easier. If you were into math at the same time, or you were into business at the same time, you have the same mindset of like being a scientist, and you guys are very into either string theory, or the other one will be into neurology, right? Yeah, I got that from Big Bang Theory. It's Sheldon and Amy. But if you guys haven't watched it, watch it. So for example, if you guys in that category, you actually have the same intellectual attraction to each other. That's why you are so interested in each other in the first place, right? And in business as well, if two partners met each other in a business conferences, you guys already have the same intellectual that bring out the attraction from you guys, and that's what attracted the other person. So it's not necessary that you guys attract to the other person physically right away. It's also come to the mind as well. Number 3 is emotional attraction. Emotional attraction is when you are with the person for quite a long time. When you're with the person for quite a long time, you will pretty much grow emotion with that person. But however, there's different type of people out there that you are attracted to them emotionally, and usually this will only happen if either you're friends for a long time or you dating after that, and you just with that person and you get to know them, and that's when you know them emotionally. Because when you first know a person, they don't usually open up with you right away. It will take time for them to open up and let them you to see that their true self. If you are attracted with your partner emotionally, which means that if you guys are you guys are pretty much are really nice people, and you love to help people, and that just like your partner is the person that always help you personally and other people as well, and that make you attracted to them emotionally. Or it's opposite with you. If you're a really nice person, you always love to help other people, that can be attracted emotionally as well, because that based on emotion rather than logic, like intellectual attraction. With emotional attraction, if in a relationship that one have more emotion rather than the other one, it will be very hard to compatible with each other, because you guys will need to work this out together, and you guys will need to communicate with each other a lot more too. So with emotional attraction, I'm not gonna say that it's happened in all relationship, because in some case the guy can be less emotional and the woman is more emotional, but in some cases the woman is way less emotional than the guy. So in that case, you guys just need to actually talk to each other and figure it out. And sometimes words might hurt from the other person because they don't think it emotional way. It is okay, because they don't know how it feels, and if they don't have feelings, they don't have emotion, they cannot know. That's why you need to talk to them, you need to explain to them so they can understand and they can learn it, and the relationship will be much better from there. With all that 3 attraction, I actually, with my husband, I was attracted to him. I'm not sure if this go in physical attraction or intellectual attraction, because he looked like a nerd to me when we first met, and I attracted to nerds a lot when I was younger, and around that time when I met my husband as well. And I just knew right away that he was just a smart guy, and I think that attracted me to him. When we get to talk more, he showed more of how smart he is and how many of the interests that we have the same as a partner. I just fall in love with his brain even more, and especially when it comes to psychology or business, we have a lot of things same in common when it in that field as well, which was great. And so I'm not sure, I think that is like a little bit of both. And with all of my ex-partner, I did attracted to them intellectually and emotionally before how they look, the physical attraction. I would talk to that person. I don't get involved myself in that person right away, because I believe that I need to be friends with them and get to know them before I can even get in a relationship with that person, right? And when I get to know them more, I find that they just have a lot of interest in like me, and they just extremely smart in whatever they do, and they just very motivated. That attracted me a lot. So with me, in my case, I usually attracted into intellectual attractions and emotional attraction. Not so much physical attraction. It's very rare case. Usually that happens when I'm with girls. I attracted to girl when it's come to physical attraction, and then after that, intellectual attraction. If she's smart and if she's like really open-minded, everything, that attracted me right away. But if she's really hot, that attracted me right away as well. Let that say, that's about my past relationship and how I attracted to different people around when I was around with different people. That's the same. I understand every relationship, when you first start out, you always want to have a healthy relationship. Same with me, same with everyone that started a relationship, or even you in relationship. Sometimes the relationship can be unhealthy as well, and you want to get it back in track. Don't worry about it, because today I'm going to show you how to bring the healthiness back into your relationship, or to keep your relationship healthy through an entire time. At first, when I thought these, when I was in relationship, I didn't really think these things would actually important to be able to have a healthy relationship. I was very rate a lot of things in here in this category that I'm gonna name off later on, and the relationship just did not turn out well, and it was actually get to the point that it was very toxic between me and my ex-partner before, and with my husband and I, it was actually get to that point as well. And I will tell you which part that I didn't do in my last relationship, and at my relationship first when I met my husband before, and what mistake that we made. So number one is that communication. You need to communicate with your partner, and I cannot express enough how important communication is. I don't know if you have watched my other videos. In a lot of my videos, I say communication is so important. It's so essential in a marriage and a relationship, no matter what relationship you're into, right? With your parents, your partner, your sister, brother, like any kind of relationship you have with anyone, communication is important, because communicate help you and help other people to understand you, and help you to understand other people and know what they want, and they know what you want, right? And we are not mind reader. We cannot expect everyone to be able to understand our body language, or how we think, or how boys think, or how girls think. You know, like sometimes girls can expect like, oh, guys, you should have already know about this about girls. But there's certain things that they should know, but you cannot expect them to know every single thing and then be upset at them for not understanding because you didn't communicate with them. You see where I'm going right here? Because communication is so freaking important. Don't forget about that. And if you want your relationship to be healthier, if you want your relationship to be better, communicate with your partner. Don't yell. I'm not saying like yelling, disrespecting your partner, or saying like a lot of disrespectful things to your partner. That's not communication. Communication is sitting down, talk to each other, listening to each other, and understand each other's point of view. Not yelling, not throwing stuff, not getting a fight with each other. That is not communication. That is just letting your ego stand between you and your partner. So in this part before communication, I didn't understand why was it so important. My relationship with my parents was not very good due to the communication part. We did not communicate very well. My parents didn't know how to communicate with each other. Therefore, they didn't know how to communicate with their children, which is me and my sister. Our relationship just a lot of fight, and it was very toxic that I had a relationship with my parents. And as you see, if you ever watch my other videos, I say some stuff about my parents, which did not turn out very well. That's why I don't talk to them anymore. And with all my ex-partners, I did not communicate with them either. I was very bad at communicating with them, due to the reason that I learned that from my family, so I kind of track it along with my relationship as well, which is very wrong of me. And when I didn't communicate, the relationship turned out very badly, and it to a point to my partner, it got very bad. It almost to a point it was toxic. We didn't communicate. We didn't every time we talk, we pretty much just pick a fight on each other. Like either I get jealous or he get jealous, or just certain thing that's gonna happen, and we just cannot talk to each other at all whatsoever, which is very, very bad. With my husband, when we first got in a relationship as dating each other, we did not communicate well with each other at all, also because I didn't learn that very well from my last relationship. But when I got into a relationship with my husband, I found out that communication is necessary in a relationship, not just in a romantic relationship, but also other relationship as well. Therefore, I improve it, and my husband also improved it as well with me, due to the fact that his parents was not in the talking stage right now, and they were not happy when he was younger, and a lot of time his family didn't know how to communicate with him well enough, and they usually picked on a fight with him a lot, especially his dad. So communication to him was very difficult as well. That's why when we were together, we keep on fighting, and to a point it was very toxic, and we acknowledge right away, and we say that we need to communicate, because if we didn't communicate, our relationship would be a disaster and we would eventually broken up. But it didn't get to that point because we prevented before. So guys, communicate with each other. I cannot express enough about this. Just communicate with your partners. Don't try to pick on a fight with them. Don't try to bring anything up. Don't try to hold grudges against them either, because it's not gonna let you move on. It's just gonna weight you down, and it's just gonna make you really upset, and that's not what you want in a relationship. So let's move on to the next. Respect each other. Respecting is very essential as well. With no respect in a relationship, you wouldn't be able to communicate, you wouldn't be able to trust each other, and you wouldn't be able to intimate with each other at all. Sometimes I see couples that they just fight with each other, they invade each other's privacy, and they are too controlling of the other person. So those are not respecting your partner privacy, respecting your partner space, and doesn't respect your partner as a person as well, because you don't trust your partner. With this said, that you will eventually break up the relationship within a very toxic environment, because when you don't respect each other, you will insult each other, you will build up resentment against each other, and you will eventually don't talk, or it will turn out to physically fight or emotionally fight. Physically fight and vocally abuse. Those can be very toxic, and if you get into that stage already, you need to step back. Your partner need to step back and rethink about the situation. Is it the right way to even treat your partner, and is it even the right way to treat a human being? Because we might take advantage of a lot of time on people where we're being very, very rude to the other person, that without acknowledging about it, and is it even right to do it. That's why step back, take a break. If you feel like you too in heat of the moment, go outside, take some fresh air, and then go back and then talk again, because sometimes a break between fight can help a lot. Don't try to push each other button. Don't try to bring up any kind of grudges. Don't try to play the victim as well, because when you try to play the victim, it's like you trying to take advantage of other people, to try to be weak, and that's really disrespectful as well. So just talk to each other more normal, just like two human beings, and you just need to understand that you guys need to stand in each other's shoes to be able to each other's see point of view. So that's what you guys need to do. Not insulting, not disrespectful, not playing the victim, and not being pushy, right? Respect each other. And the next thing is that remember that there are boundaries. So just like respecting one, boundaries is something that I find that is very important in relationship as well, to be able to build a healthy relationship. I have a lot of boundaries with my husband, which I'm not saying that I set up the rules where he has to stand, but I respect his boundaries. Like his phone, I don't touch it. I don't read it. Sometimes he say that, hey, can you check something for me on his phone? Then I will check it. But then I don't touch his phone. But sometimes if I want to play games, well, I'm gonna ask for the phone and I say, hey, is it okay if I want to play game with your phone? And then he will let me. I respect that boundaries, and so does he. He respect the boundaries I have is called privacy, because there's certain things that you just need to respect that. And if he going outside or something, I'm not gonna bother him because he's a grown up. He should know where to go. He already know where to get back, and I'm not his anything to even like try to control his life, right? If he get back a little bit late, I say, hey, when's it coming back? I miss you. I can shoot a text list, say that, because I just feel like I know that he's safe, and then when he's gonna get home and if everything's okay. That's the only time that I would text him again if he was late. So those are the boundaries that we have in our relationship. And also, I don't touch his stuff. I don't touch his computer. I don't touch anything that belongs to him, because that is just the boundaries that I respect in all people relationship. I used to cross that boundaries with one of my ex-partner, and it was just really wrong of me for doing that. And I know nobody should treat anybody like that at all whatsoever. And I feel like it's just privacy that you just need to respect your partner. If you feel like your partner is not respecting your boundaries, you need to have a talk with them and tell them that there's nothing you should worry about. Why don't you trust me? Because they don't respect their boundaries. You should talk to them, and you should actually talk to them about if they trust you or not. Because if they don't trust you, then you should really consider about relationship and where you're from, and you should cut it off. Having trust in a relationship is also very essential as well, and I cannot express enough about this. Also, with the communication and trust and listening and respecting each other, it's like the top 4 for me to actually have a very healthy relationship, and it will keep your relationship fresh and very fun and always loving. So remember that communication, listening, good listening skills, respect each other, and trust each other. Also, I'm going to name number 5 very soon. That is number 5, like the 5th thing that I also think is very essential in relationships. So keep on watching. Having trust in relationship is very essential, just like I say. Imagine this. When you are in a house, you just all of a sudden you saw a stranger in your house, how you feel? Scared. You don't know what that person's doing there. You don't trust that person. And you will call the police or someone to help you with it in case they do something, right? Because just simply you don't trust them of what they're gonna do next. Within a relationship, I understand it's not going to be that extent, but remember how when you don't trust someone, you feel very uncomfortable, you feel very unsure, and you also feel very unsafe. You have to bring that feeling with you throughout the relationship, and if you guys live together, that will be worse. Imagine living with someone that you don't feel safe with, you don't feel like you want to intimate with, you don't feel like you want to talk together, and you feel like you cannot even trust enough to even do anything around them. That's why trust is so important in a relationship. It's the key to a happy relationship and a healthy relationship. Just like boundaries, trust is that you just have to build up, you just have to respect each other personal space, and you just have to trust each other that you won't hurt each other. When you love someone in the past, you might have bad relationship, you might have people that mistreat treated you, and that's why you don't trust anyone anymore. But you're in a relationship, you chose to be that person. You need to trust in your choice that you made a right choice and put that trust toward that person. And when that progress is going where you put your trust in yourself and then put trust in other people, it will be much easier for you rather than just trust someone or push yourself to trust someone right away, because you need to trust yourself first. You need to acknowledge that you made the right decision. That's why you have to trust your partner. Whatever it is that you don't trust them, communicate with them. Talk to them about it and why. Tell them why you cannot trust them. And if it comes down to jealousy, or you don't trust them to certain someone because they cheated on you, or they did something that hurt you from that, then you should talk to them about it, communicate with them, and say that, okay, I want to trust you, but you have to also show that I can trust you. Because I understand when your trust is actually not there anymore, it's going to be really hard for you to build up again. But don't worry about it. The past is the past. You need to move on, and you need to understand that they're not going to do it again. If they promise something, you need to trust that promise. And if you feel like you cannot trust that promise, you should really reconsider about your relationship again and evaluate it again. And even if you should be in a relationship like that, because it will just come down very toxic. So with trust, you will be able to have a very happy and healthy relationship. So let's move into the last. Being supportive. Being supportive is also very essential. It's like the top 5 that I just named it to you. Communication, good listening skill, being respect to each other, trust each other, and being supportive. Those are like the 5 key that I want you to remember, that it will help you to build a very happy and healthy relationship. If you don't know what being supportive exactly is that if your partner is doing something and they want your support on it, they ask you like, hey, should I do this? You should be supportive of whatever they want to do. Like, they're happy. If they want to play soccer with their friends and they feel like you're not going to be agree with that, then they want to talk to you about it, then you should be supportive with that, because, well, soccer is healthy. Soccer is fun. And they hang out with their friends. It's detoxing their mind, and it helps them to relieve stress. So why not, right? And if they feel they want to play games, well, I mean, like a healthy amount of playing games, not unhealthy, support them that. I support my husband all the time when he want to play game, because he works so much. He barely have any time for himself. So whenever he play game, say, should I play game today? Should I not? Like, he kind of like talk about like to himself like that. And I was like, no, you should play games. You should relax a little bit, leave your mind out a little bit, leave some room for it to to distress yourself and help you to be much healthier, and it will help you to be more focused later on, rather than just focus on one thing only. Sometimes people need to relax. People need to actually take time off to be able to recover everything up again, because as a human body, we cannot take too much stress. It will only bring the negative things into our body. That's why whenever my husband works too much, I will ask him like, hey, you want to do something else, or if he wants to play games, and I will support him with that. There's nothing wrong with playing games, but when it's an unhealthy amount of time, then I will talk to him about it, which I never did because he never played unhealthy amount of time. But if your partner does do that, you should talk to them, communicate with them, put trust in them, and support them. If they don't do it, then just talk to them and support them, and just keep motivate them to do different things. And if they still don't want to do it, then I think you should really face the fact that they just very selfish and they don't want to change. You need to rethinking about relationship and move on from it. That's my best advice for you, because your happiness is the most important. How you feel about a relationship, how you feel in a relationship, you need to be able to feel secure, you need to be able to feel happy, and you need to be able to feel safe. That is all that matters, and you need to love your partner and be happy with your partner as well, because if you're unhappy with your partner, what's the point, right?
It is healthy to have argument. Yeah, that's right. It is healthy because you're not going to agree with each other all the time. It is good that you talk to your partner. It is good that you debating about it or expressing your feeling, how you feel about a certain thing. It is good that you show that to your partner so that you both know how you and your partner feel. And when you know that, usually couples will get very defensive or they get just very angry at the other person. That's when it becomes unhealthy. So how to have a healthy argument? How to have a healthy argument? We used to have a lot of unhealthy argument. Literally, like we were yelling at each other. And I'm small, he's big. You can imagine like Tom and Jerry, and they just like yelling at each other. And imagine Jerry just try to yell at Tom. That's how our fight usually turn out, and it's just really funny. And that's why whenever we fight, he just end up teasing me because how small I am and how funny I look. So we just start laughing about it, and we don't really fight after that. And we just talk it out instead of just getting angry at each other. And then after that, we just realize, why do we keep raising our voice or being angry toward each other? There's no point to it. That's why we just found a solution to it, is that we will debate our situation instead of just getting defensive. There's gonna be things that your partner is gonna say to you and you're gonna get defensive about it because you don't like that. You just don't like that your partner was right. And you just don't like, you just let your ego involve so much in your relationship. That's why you get very defensive. However, you need to get rid of it, because your ego will just only kill your relationship, and it will just waste your time and your partner time by just arguing back and forth for something that doesn't even make sense. When you argue for so long, the argument become very meaningless, and the word that you say become very unsure and unclear. When that happens, you and your partner will just end up like, what are we even talking about anymore? If you have ever been there, you know what I'm talking about. So don't let it go that far. Right when you know that you're wrong, just admit that you're wrong and improve it and change it. There's nothing wrong with it. And it will only make you feel stronger, and it will only help you to be much more confident with yourself. When people just try and cover up something that they don't like, or just something that they know that they're wrong, it's because they are worried, I'm afraid of other people see their insecurity. But however, you have to improve your insecurity to get rid of insecurity. You have to actually admit your fault. You have to know what you did was wrong and just move on from it and just improve it as a person. That will just build up your confidence much more, and you will become much happier as well in general, because you just know that you are a pretty much a improving person, a person that non-stop improving, and that become a great person. So who wouldn't want that, right? But however, when it comes to your partner, if they get defensive, here's the fun part. You need to stay calm. Yeah. Why do I say that it's fun? Because you can't think of anything. Your partner like, oh, he looked kind of funny, or she looked kind of funny when they get angry. Just find the funniest thing when they do it. Just try and make like humor out of it. But sometimes you just need to be serious at the same time. You need to point out like, hey, I'm just trying to help you out. I'm just trying to make our relationship better. I'm not trying to sabotage you. I'm just trying to help you. At first, your partner is gonna be defensive because of ego, because they don't want you to see their fault, they're wrong. It's embarrassing. No one wants that. So they're gonna be defensive, but you just have to keep on trying and be calm. Especially when you start out conversation, don't say that, oh, yeah, why can't you just do this right? Why can't you do things that for one time? I told you to get the trash out and you can't even do it. That's judgmental. That's pure rude, and
Really rude.
purely rude. And your partner wouldn't listen to that because you just judge them and you were being very aggressive at them. And that's not a way to talk to a person and convince them what they're doing is wrong. Instead of that, you should say in a way, hey, lately I feel like you haven't take the trash out that much. Is there something wrong? You don't like to serve jars like that, right? And then if your partner agree with you and it's like, I understand, I don't like a lot of things around the house, but I do it so that our house will be clean and so that we can live in a much healthier environment, and it's just good for us. So I would appreciate it if you help me out with it. So when you say that, you will help your partner to see what they did was wrong, and on top of that, they would be more willing to help you as well. Or when it comes to things that they just do that upset you, and instead of saying, why can't you just improve more? Why can't you just be like that guy? Why you can't be like that girl? Don't compare your partner. Don't be rude to your partner, because your partner, it just needs a little bit of improvement of who they are. You want them to improve who they are, not to copy someone else, because copy someone else is not going to help you to do anything or to get anything done, because that's not who they are. So instead of that, you could express like, hey, I feel a little bit down lately. You've been treating me not really good, and I feel really upset about it, and I would like you to change, or I would like you to improve a certain thing. When you say that, they will feel extremely bad, and they will willing more to improve about it rather than they just get angry at you and lash out on you. You will want them to see what they did was wrong, and tell them that, hey, I don't want you to feel like bad for a long time or anything, or guilty for a long time, because don't drive them to a guilt trip. Because a guilt trip, it's just so manipulative and it's just unhealthy for a relationship. Don't do that. Help them to see that what they did wrong, they're gonna feel bad at first, but you should say, hey, I don't want you to feel bad for too long. I understand it happened, but it's okay, but I just want you to improve it with me, and I will help you with it. So when you give a hand out, your partner will be more willing to do with you and more cooperate with you in general. So that's why do not judge them, do not lash out on them, do not tell them off what they're doing wrong, because you're not their mother or father. You are not their pretty much someone that is bigger than them or know more. Even if you know more, you should never treat a person like that. That's just disrespectful. So respect your partner, talk to your partner, express how you feel, not judge them, and help them with what they're struggling with. So that's what we did in our relationship, and it has helped our relationship a lot.
That was a while ago, though. That was a long time ago that we started doing that.
Yeah, we started doing that like a long time ago, and
it's not something that changed overnight either.
Yeah,
you work on it.
Yep.
And then eventually you learn how to do that and make it a habit.
Yep. Everything takes time, and you just need to do it consistently. You need to build a habit for it. Your partner is not gonna listen to you right away. You have to be patient and be consistently with them. And if there's certain time that you feel like you cannot handle anymore in arguing or anything, that you feel like you cannot hold your tongue anymore, and you just want to scream at them, take a break. Take a 5-10 minute break. Go out, get some fresh air, or go do something else. Say that, hey, I really don't feel good right now. I feel like if we doing this more, it will only make it worse. So I want us to take a break a little bit, and then we will talk about it again. Because sometimes arguing is good. There's nothing wrong with it.
For a few minutes, though, not for a long period.
No, 5 minutes or less. Don't do like an hour or two. That's just weird. So don't take too long to help them to talk to them either, because you will forget of what you are doing about, and then it will just forgotten. And I have said this before, all the problem is still gonna exist until you solve it. Just like dirt in your house, if you just sweep it under the carpet, it's still gonna be there. It's not just disappear on itself. That's why the dirt is like your problem in a relationship. Get rid of it by take care of it, clean it up, and actually talk it out to your partner. Well, of course you cannot talk to dirt, but you know what I mean.
So you're saying their partner is dirt?
No, the problem.
way you said it, that's what it sounded like.
No, I mean the problem.
I know what you meant.
No, don't think that your partner is dirt. They are your partner. Don't think it like that. They are respectful people as who also respect them.
In a relationship, there will be time for you to misunderstanding your partner and your partner misunderstood you, and there will be time that you feel like your partner just don't understand you. It just doesn't understand you, and he or she just think that whatever they say is the best for you, and that make you feel mistreated somehow and misunderstood somehow, and it's very, very common in a relationship. And today I'm going to help you to how to better understand your partner and help you to advise your partner how to better understand you as well. Number one is that make your presence felt fully. This is the part where you need to be there for your partner. Whenever your partner needs you and when your partner go through hard time or anything, you need to be present there for them. You cannot be absent all the time. Like understand. And what I mean here is that you might go to work all the time, and then at home, when you go home, you need to take care of the kid, and then after that, you're just so tired and you barely talk to your partner. That's an absent in your relationship. And same with your partner. If your partners do that, that's an absent, and it makes you very, very uncomfortable and misunderstood. And a lot of time when you talk together, you don't understand anything what you say to each other, right? It's because that you don't present in the relationship. So that's why you need to be fully present in relationship. Talk to them, text them if you're busy at work. Like send them a dirty text or send them anything that you like. If you miss them, tell them that. And if you want to talk to them and you feel like you don't have time, schedule it. It's never ever that you're too busy. It's just that you have to make time for every single thing. My husband and I are super busy. Sometimes we barely talk to each other, and even when we eat dinner, we have like 1 or 2 hours to talk to each other, and then we go sleep. But that's pretty much it. And when we eat lunch, we have like an hour to talk to each other. I feel like a lot more than a lot of couples, but however, it's not enough, because you need to help your partner to feel present in the relationship, and you need to make yourself feel present in a relationship as well, to be able to understand each other, to be able to see how each other feel, and to be able to actually talk to each other of whatever you misunderstood and need to explain it out. That's why you need to be fully present in a relationship to be able to understand each other. Number 2, always try to be understanding first. In this case, is that you need to be more open-minded of whatever situation it's in, especially when you're fighting with each other. Don't immediately think that your partner say that they want to try to hurt you. Try to be more understanding. Try to stand in their shoes. Why they saying that? Is it their fault or is it your fault? Is it what you did or is it what they did? Try to think with logic rather than with your emotion, because when your emotion involved, you cannot think straight and you will make irrational decision where you will just only focusing in how hurt you are. That's why I say don't focus in your emotion, focus in your logic, and make the judgment with that rather than with emotion. And when you always try to understand first, it's like when your partner is hurting of what you did the other day, and then it's like they just don't want to talk about it, and then they just kind of burst out on you. And you need to try to understand first, like, hey, I understand that you're very angry right now, but I just want to talk to you. I want you to explain why you're so angry. If you don't understand why you're angry, just be understanding, be patient, and be calm, because that will help them to be calm, and you guys will be much more successful at not fighting with each other. That's why try to understand your partner first, and if your partner never really do this to you, talk to them about it. Tell them, don't be defensive, don't be mad too much. Try to understand your point of view and try to be calm, and that will help the situation way better. And don't say that your partner should know this, and so you shouldn't talk to your partner. That's where you're wrong right there. You need to talk to your partner about every single thing. Your partner doesn't necessarily know, because they cannot read your mind. They cannot know everything about you. Even my husband knows a lot about me, but doesn't mean that he knows everything, because he cannot read my mind. That's why a lot of things I told him about, hey, how to improve the relationship way much better, which it helps so much. So communicate with your partner. They don't do certain thing that you don't want, that you want them to, talk to them about it. And try to avoid complaining and being defensive. Complaining and being defensive will only make the situation worse. Being complaining is that you just try to bring out the worst way of the situation as possible to guilt the other person. And I don't agree with that situation at all, because that will make both partners feel bad. When you're complaining, is because you are too focused in your emotion, you're too focused about how you hurt, and you just complain about the situation. You don't think about the other partner. The other partner will take it as you just try to make them feel bad, so that will hurt them as well. That's why couples end up fighting a lot when they complain. And also being defensive is that I understand when your ego hurt, you get your shield up and you just being defensive because you don't want to get hurt, right? And you don't want to see, you don't want to admit the truth. Sometimes people can be very defensive when they are wrong. That's why don't complain, don't be defensive. Admit that it is your fault and then improve it. It's not because you're weak that you're admitting your fault. When you're admitting it's your fault, you can actually improve it, and you can actually move on from it way faster, and you can improve your relationship way better as well when you do that. First, I thought being say sorry and then admit it was my fault is showing that weakness. It's actually not. It's the completely wrong theory that people do that a lot with their partner and even with everyone else around them. They tend to get very defensive because their ego hurts. But you need to acknowledge right away and stop being defensive. It only makes the situation worse. Overthinking can destroy relationships. So how does this happen? A person that tend to overthink about every single thing can simply just destroy a relationship in a few months. It doesn't take that long because that person just simply overthinking about every single thing. I used to be I am still an overthinking person, but I know how to control it. I know how to navigate it down to where I know how to use it and when to use it. I used to overthink about every single thing when I was younger, because when I was younger, my parents say one thing and then they mean another thing. They don't usually mean what they say. They would just pretty much lie about it. A lot of the time when they say that they just want to talk to me or just want to tell me something, it ended up being them scolding me about something. And it just kind of scared me when I was younger that when someone says something, I have to overthink like, what do they mean by that? What's the reason behind it? And I always have this thought back in my head that when they say something, or my parents or my ex-partner or my friends say something, they have to mean something behind it, which created a very bad habit when it comes to relationships. When I was in relationships, I overthink about a lot of things, a lot of the things that my partners do, everything that they do, and it's like, okay, I'm going out with this person. I just simply overthink about, okay, what if they get into an accident? What if they out there cheating on me? Or yes, before I was in an open relationship, out cheating on me, or they were just doing something else that they just had more fun with me, and I was just really a really insecure person. So overthink come with insecurities, and it just go hand in hand together. That's why it's so easily for me before to destroy a relationship. I text them pretty much a lot of time and overthink like, oh, what do you mean by this, what do you mean by that, and I just get really anxious. And I know there's a lot of people out there that overthink about a lot of things and then their relationship end. They just don't know why it ended. And when that happens, it's because that you overthink about stuff too much and it just exhausted the other person out. I have noticed that when I was with a few partner back, and when I just overthink about something, everything, but that partner of mine just want to pass by everything. He just didn't want to do anything. He just lazy, and he was just wanting to plan everything on like the second there, and not like the day before, or not planning anything for his future either. It would just not fit with my personality when I overthink about a lot of stuff. Whenever we want to take a trip or something with my family, I literally overthink about everything. Like, okay, I need to bring this, or I need to plan ahead of time, ask my parents if they even book a hotel yet, or anything like that. But that partner of mine, he just simply did not do anything, and I was overthinking about everything. So when those two personalities together, they don't mix. It's literally like oil and water. They just don't mix well together, and in the end, it just going to the drain. And I was just glad that it actually happened, because I just learned from that experience that I should not be overthink, because it destroyed many of my relationship before already. And now a wake-up call for me that I cannot be with a person that don't have a plan for a future, and I cannot be overthink with everything when it comes to the partner. Overthinking can be good, but most of the time is bad, because when you overthink about something, you waste time on thinking and worrying about something that even didn't happen or haven't even happened yet. Sometimes overthink about little stuff here and there, like, oh, maybe we should be more prepared for the trip, or we should book ahead of time. That will be good for overthinking, or be more cautious about certain things for your health. For example, for this pandemic, if you go outside, I would like of course you have to wear a mask, stay away from people, wear gloves if you like. I wear gloves. Sometimes you just stay more distant with people. Overthinking those situations could save you and help you, but in a lost situation where you don't need to, can just destroy a relationship that you have around with other people. So with all the people out there, lovers, overthinking that, it won't do anything. It will just waste your time. You will just waste your time of thinking something that is not worth even thinking for. Put your mind into take action on something. Put your mind to what you want to do, rather than just overthink and worrying about something else that doesn't really matter. You care about your partner so much and you just overthink about what they do, what they like. Just give them some space and give them some time, because they have things to do but for themselves as well. They cannot just be there for 24 hours with you, so you can feel safe with them. That's just not the case, and people can be freely and can be doing whatever they want. So just let them be, do the things that you love. Put your mind to something that's useful, rather than just worrying about something that is just not worth your time. Don't overthink about every single thing in your life. Put it into something useful and use it in the right way. I have learned that the hardest way, because the last probably 20 years of my life, I was overthinking non-stop, and 20 years, that's a long time. I hope you guys understand what I say and get over it and put in that into something useful. The sixth sign that you're more than just friends. You know, when you have a crush on someone and you guys kind of hit it off, or you just have a friend that you always hang around, but you don't know if you guys are more than just friends, and you don't know if that person attracted to you or not. I used to have these relationships with a lot of guys where I don't know if we are more than just friends, and it's annoyed me a lot because I didn't know where to look at and what to know about. But however, you're the sign, I'm here for you, that I'm going to help you out after those years of learning, after those years of researching on how to get the person that you like and how to know if you guys are more than just friends. So let's get to it. Number one is that you love spending time with each other. When you like each other and you feel like you don't want to spend time with anyone else, you just want to spend time with each other and you're not getting bored of each other and you don't mind of spending time with that person, that's mean that you like each other and you like each other more than just friends, because you want to understand each other more, you want to connect with each other more, and why we just friend want to do that with you, right? So ask yourself that. Number two is that you always think about each other. When you like a person, you know that that person's gonna pop in your head every second of the day. Whatever you do, is like, for example, you're doing homework or you just doing work for someone, it's like, oh, what if, for example, Kay is doing? What if Kay's here? What would she or he do, right? So if that happened, that's mean that you guys like each other very much more than just friends, because you don't just think as a friend and they don't only pop in your head every single minute, every single second. Just friends, we don't do that to each other. Number three is that they change the way they act around you, and I mean in a positive way. So what this means is when you have a crush on someone or you like someone, you tend to get shy and you tend to get a little bit awkward in front of them. I know a lot about this because I have done a lot. Whenever I like someone, I tend to get a little bit shy, or I get a little bit awkward when it comes to the person that I like, and I act a little bit different in front of everyone else. I act more active or more shy, so there's not really in the middle. But with a friend only, I act normal with them and I don't really care how I act very much, but I'm very careful when I act in front of a person I like, because I didn't like how they would think of me, so that's why I was very careful. But however, I have learned that it doesn't really matter. You need to show your true self to see if that person like you or not. But if they act shy, or if they act like kind of awkward, or they act like they want to be closer with you, especially with you more than anyone else, it means that they like you very much. It's more than just friends, believe me. And number four is that you miss each other. Maybe that you just spent the day with each other yesterday, and then the next day you miss each other. It means that you guys want to spend more time with each other and you love spending time with each other and you want that more. Just normal friends, we don't have that feelings. Normal friend, we can just not hang out with them for a week and we can hang out with them and we're still not missing them. But if we like someone, we do that. We miss them even though we just spend a night or we just spend a day with each other before that. Number five is that you feel much more intimate with each other. So what's that mean is that you just feel very close to them and you feel comfortable with them when you're around. You might even holding hands, you might even cuddles, you might even hug each other way more than other friends, and you might even kiss each other already, and you just think that, oh no, friends kiss too. Yeah, friends kiss, like picking and maybe making out full time sometimes, but it doesn't really mean much, especially when it comes girls to girls. I find that very weird, but I don't know why. But sometimes girls do that. They when they just friends, they make out with each other all the time, but this doesn't mean much. But however, if it means something and you feel much more intimate with them, friends don't feel the same way. That means that you like each other. So just get together already. Number six is that you flirt with each other. Friends don't flirt with each other. We don't really care to flirt each other because we just want to be friends. Why would we want to have a romantic relationship or anything? So why would we flirt? If you flirt each other, that means that you guys care about each other a lot and you guys want to be together and you guys like each other a lot. And more than just friends. Just like more than just friends. If it gets to this point, it gets to number 6 of all the signs that I just tell you, make a move now before it's too late. Make a move before they want to find someone else, because no one is going to wait around forever. Take your chance now. If you like that person, tell them that you have feeling for them and tell them that you want to take the next step. And if they don't want to and they did all that and just waste your time, it is time to forget about them and move on to a different person.
Sometimes I feel like I done lost it, and I don't even really know the cost yet. But every time fear is on my mind, you remind my soul that I'm free. I know I can't go on my own. You came so I wouldn't have to go it alone. You took the long road so you could show me home. Found love better than I've ever known. So now I know that I can say you are exalted above everything on the earth that I've seen. Cause I know that my dreams come alive in the love that you promised to me. I'll keep singing your praise and you know I believe. Even when I'm down in the darkness, you call my name out loud. Used to think I had to do it on my own, but I'm never alone now. Even when I'm down in the darkness, you call my name out loud. Used to think I had to do it on my own, but I'm never alone now.